Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm Heather, and I'm very pleased to offer you a 45-minute Yin Yoga practice, a practice you can do any time of day. It's especially nice right before bed to help you more deeply settle and get a good night's rest. You're going to start in the seated position, and I'm just sitting on a little cushion. If you'd like to do the same, pillow, cushion. Also, we may use some props tonight for head support if you have anything that you can use at home. Um, Feel free to grab that now. And we'll just get centered within ourselves, aligning your body, shifting your focus onto your body and as well your breath. So let's close the eyes and allow yourself to become more present with each cycle of breath. Let's consciously breathe, slowing it down. Just a nice, gentle wave-like breath coming in and rolling back out. You can add the counting where on the inhale, you're counting to 4, on the exhale, counting to 6. Let's be here for 3 more full cycles of breath. At the end of this exhalation, let's begin to move. We'll roll the head from side to side a few times, a nice gentle roll. Bringing your head back to center. This time on the next breath in, lifting your chin up slightly. And on the exhalation, lowering your chin down. We'll do that for 2 more cycles of breath. And your next breath in, come back to center. Lift your shoulders up on the inhale and exhale, release. Breathing in to come up, breathing out to release. Breathing in and up, and then exhale and roll your shoulders back. So inhale, rolling up, exhale, rolling down. One more breath in that direction. And then we'll inhale and roll up, but in the other way. Exhale, roll down. And one more breath like that. And we'll come back to center. And on your next breath in, reach your arms up. And on your breath out, release your arms back down. 2 more breaths like that. And one more. Next time you inhale, just one arm will lift. And exhale, come over. We're going to stay here for about 3 breaths. And on your next breath in, come back to center and breath out, releasing your arm. Breath in, other side, and breath out, coming over. Staying for about 3 breaths. Feeling this through your whole side of your torso. Next breath in, come back to center. Next breath out, release. Okay. And we are going to come into a different position for the legs. We'll come into the butterfly. So let's bring the soles of the feet together. Again, I'm just going to sit on a little cushion, helping to lift the hips up, creating space there and aligning the pelvis. We'll do a little movement back and forth. So I'm going to just sway gently from side to side, feeling into the lower back just a little bit more. And if you want to start to come forward a little bit more with your sway, we're going to come into a hold, centering our upper body over the legs. This is where you could add some support. You could bring blocks like this if that works. If you don't have any head support, no worries. Just try to relax your neck and shoulders as much as you can here. The bolster works really nice too. And just try to relax and release any tension. And this time, as you breathe in, sink it down. Feel it through your back a bit more. And on your exhalation, really sigh out. Exhale through your mouth, sigh out any tension. So keep doing that, breathing out, promoting a longer breath out. And that helps to trigger a deeper release in your body, wherever you feel this in your body. And we'll try to stay here for about another 4 or 5 breaths. If for any reason you really need to come out of it, please do. You can come back to more of an upright butterfly position. And then we're going to slowly come out. So just push into your mat or your legs, slowly come back to center, aligning your upper body. Bring the legs up. And I'm just going to sit right on my mat now with the hands behind and rock the legs a few times from side to side. And you can let your legs sink down as much as it's comfortable. And you can hold them to one side for a few breaths, turning to look to the other side. And coming back to center, and I'll twist to the other side. And come back to center. And we're going to lie down on the back next. So if you want to slowly come down, and you're going to try to press each vertebra into your mat as you come from the bottom of your spine all the way through to the middle. And before you come right down with your head, take your hands behind your head, support your head for a few moments. Bring your feet in with your knees bent and press your feet down into the mat. And then allow your head to come right down and reach your arms right over your head here. And come back to our breathing. We're going to do a little movement with the breath. On the inhale, sink the breath right down to the belly and really balloon the belly with breath. Notice that there might be a little more space created underneath the low back. And then on the exhalation, breathe out completely. Let the belly sink. And lower back will also sink down. So there's a slight rocking in the pelvis. It's coming forward and then tilting backwards with the breath. And we'll continue that for about 2 or 3 more breaths. If it's more comfortable to have a bend to your elbows, feel free to come into that position. Really breathe out, sinking the low back down. You can, again, use your feet pressing down on the exhalation too. Let's do one more breath here. And then at the end of your exhalation, just try to keep your back in that positioning, feeling more parts of your back touching right through the low back as well. Take a deep breath into the belly. This time we're going to try to release more of the upper body down. So inhale, balloon the belly. And exhale, just try to sink through your chest and your ribs a bit more. On the exhalation, feeling your upper back sink now. Inhale down into the belly. And exhale, and just try to, with your awareness and your intention, press down through your chest, your ribs, feel your upper back sink down. One more breath like that. Good. And then come back to more of a neutral position. Rock your head from side to side. And bring your head back to center. We're going to slowly rock the legs from side to side. And as you do that, you can also move your head. So your head moves one way, your legs move the other. And then we'll move into the recline twist. So come back to center and slide your hips a little bit more to the left. And we're going to let the knees come together and move over to the right. This is where you could add something in between your knees or below your bottom leg there. You can bring your right hand to the top outside of your left leg. And just try to release through your left shoulder as much as possible. Soften through your jaw. Breath in, and on your exhalation, sigh out any tension that you might feel. Allow it to release from your body. So long exhalation, perhaps through your mouth a few times with that sigh. We'll stay here for about another 5 or 6 breaths. And keep your eyes softly closed. Just work on relaxing as much as you can. And on your next breath, then we'll slowly come back to center. Realigning through your spine for a moment. Lift your hips up a little bit, slowly lower down. And we're going to shift the hips over to the right, lift them up, shift them over, and allow the legs to drop over to the left. You can bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee there for a few breaths. Try to keep your focus on the inside of your body. Follow your breath, promoting longer exhalations. Again, perhaps with that sigh out your mouth to help you release any tension or tightness you might feel. We'll stay here for another 5 to 6 breaths. And on your next inhale, if you'd like to slowly bring your legs back to center, you can lift up with your hips and realign through your spine. Reach your arms over your head again, connecting the thumbs. And exhale, and just try to place your upper back and shoulders down to the mat. And slowly bring your arms down. And we will bring the knees in towards the chest. So you can bring your hands around your legs and a nice gentle squeeze. You can roll around through the feet, circling the ankles. Opposite direction. And then flex and point your toes. So let's hold each position for one full breath cycle. And then just soften and relax through your feet. Let's bring the hands to the knees and slowly circle through the knees. So I'm circling my legs in opposite directions. So the knees will come in, wide and apart. Circle back. And moving in the opposite direction. Coming back to center. We're going to slowly roll over onto the side. In preparation to come up. A few things before we come back down again. Let's start in tabletop, and we will do a few rounds of the cat-cow. On the inhale, lifting your chin. On the exhale, tucking your chin in towards your chest. Lifting your belly, arching your spine. Continue to roll here. A wave-like movement through your back. And for 2 more breaths. At the end of this exhalation, come back to center and slide your hands out further out in front. Come on to your elbows. You could bring your fingertips together here. Your elbows are not too far apart. And you can support your head on the mat for puppy pose or melting heart position, as it's referred to in the Yin style. And exhale, just let your upper back release and soften. Gently sinking your chest, your heart down towards the mat. And soften everywhere else, including your jaw. Try to release your back as much as you can. Soften through your hips, your legs, and your feet. And stay for 4 to 5 more breath cycles. Continue to stay present in your body with each cycle of breath. The next time you inhale, we're going to sink the elbows, lift the head, and slowly come forward, resting on the belly in the Sphinx. And you can lift your chin and a nice gentle curve through your back. If it's too much here, you can try sliding your arms forward a little bit more. Closing your eyes and feeling your breath come into your body. And feel it release from your body. Try to release all expectations or anticipation of what is next. Just be here and now. And we're going to add a little bit of a sway to the head to come out of this one. So just moving your head from side to side, feeling that also through your back. We'll come back to center and we'll slide the hands underneath the shoulders or even a little bit further down. We're going to push into the mat to come off the belly. Using the strength of your arms, coming back to center or tabletop, we're going to move into the child's pose. This is another position you may want to try some support or not, but you can come right down. My knees are fairly wide and my big toes together. Find what works for you in your hips. Try to come down onto your mat with your head and arms. But if you need to, you can always slide something underneath your upper body, like I'm doing right now. It feels really wonderful. It's very soothing. And try to relax more through your back and your shoulders. Let the weight of your body sink down. If you're on a support, give into that support, sink right down into it. Again, allow yourself to stay present with your experience, with your breath. Releasing the need to do something more. We'll begin to come out. We'll come out slowly, walking the hands back in, coming back to center. And to come out of this, just come forward into tabletop. Shift and rock through your hips from side to side. You can even do some hip circles here. In the opposite direction. And then we're going to come back onto the back. So we're going to shift over. And we might use support again. So if you want to make sure you have either a couple blocks, a bolster, or a folded blanket would be nice too. Slowly roll down onto your back. Again, feeling each part sink and settle. And we'll bring the right knee in towards the chest. And we're going to cross the ankle over the other thigh in preparation for the reclined pigeon pose. So this is a wonderful hip opener. And you decide where you want to go with it. Whenever you're ready, we're going to bring the left foot off the floor. You might slide your hands behind the left knee or use a belt. You can also take support and position it underneath the left foot if that's more comfortable. And we're going to hold here for at least, we're going to try to be here for about 2 minutes. So keep your eyes softly closed, tuning into your sensation, the stretch in your body. Waiting patiently for a release. And whenever you feel that, try to go a little bit deeper. So pulling your legs in a little bit more when you're ready. That can happen tonight, or maybe perhaps it won't. Every day's a little different. You can always try to slide your hands as well to the front of your shin of your left leg. As you exhale, soften your face, your jaw. Exhaling, softening your shoulders, your back. As we hold the position longer, we are able to move deeper into the body, releasing some of those places within, near the joint. Also working on fascia, connective tissue. And the idea is just to soften as much as you can. And for some of you, it might feel good to lift your left leg up in the air for a few moments at the end here. And we'll slowly bring that foot back down. Once you get to the floor again with your foot, just rock a bit from side to side. And you can bring your right leg up in the air, stretching it. You're just keeping your hands on the back of your leg for a moment. You can rock it from side to side. Roll it in a circle. Opposite direction. And then release that foot down to the floor. And we'll transition to the other side. We're going to bring the left knee in and cross the ankle over that other thigh. And when you're ready, you can move more deeply into this position however you'd like. You might find one side quite a bit different than the other. Breathing in slowly, deeply, exhaling, and breathing out any tension from your back, your shoulders, from your jaw. Breathing out tension wherever you feel it the most. Observing how sensations in your body change. After holding the pose for a while, you might take it a little bit deeper. Bringing the legs in. Then if you'd like, you can slide your hands behind your leg, lift that leg, that right leg up again before we release the pose. And then slowly bring your foot back down. And you can lift your left leg up. You can slide your hands behind the leg too. And gently sway the leg from side to side. And also roll through the leg, circling from your hip. Opposite direction. Bending that knee, bringing your foot back down. And we'll come into our final position, Shavasana. Doing anything that feels right for you. Or you might want support underneath your legs, which helps to settle the lower back down a bit more. You might wish to cover up with your blanket. Or at this point in time, you might be ready to sneak off into bed and continue with your practice. Continue with Shavasana, but in your bed. That's always an option. It's a nice way to go to sleep at night. To stay conscious of your whole body and how you can further relaxation throughout your entire body, part by part, with your intention and with your awareness, softening through your feet. Let your legs settle a bit more, comfortably heavy. Settling through the back of the hips. And softening through your belly. You might bring your arms out to the sides, palms facing up, and allow your arms to sink. Your hands and fingers to soften. Feel your back. Release. Feel your shoulders release. Now with a breath that's more soft and subtle, and if you'd like to repeat to yourself, my breath breathes me now. I'm being breathed by my breath. Softness through the chest, the shoulders again, the neck. The jaw releases, teeth apart. And the back of the head settles deeper down into the mat. Feel your whole body here relaxing, releasing. And in just a moment or two, we'll start to come back. Wiggling the fingers and the toes, rocking the head. And if you'd like to take a full body stretch, reaching your arms overhead and your toes out. You can roll over onto your side. Come up slowly on your own time. And thank you so much for joining me this evening, or whatever time of day you're joining. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a good sleep tonight. We'll see you again soon.